Welcome to the Craic Shack.
The Craic Shack.
Craic Shack.
This is me and Daz decided to branch out. YouTube with the tech community is great and all, but Daz, like nobody can buy anything. So while that's happening, might as well start a new YouTube channel, eh?
I think that's the thing. Like the tech thing's very niche. Yeah. And then when you get to a point where all the producers of all this hardware are just dropping the ball.
Acting the maggot, Daz. Acting the maggot.
Get annoyed.
Yeah, so if you're new and you don't know what this is about, so basically I'm from a channel called Not an Apple Fan. Daz helps me run the back end of the channel and sometimes comes on a live stream. And we decided to start a new YouTube channel. It's our first video. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna shoot the breeze. If you're a member of our Discord, you're able to go into the Craic Shack. We already have a pretty big Discord, so you're able to go into the Craic Shack. Links will be in the description below if you want to support us or anything like that. It's the first episode. I don't expect any of that stuff, but yeah. And then if you're in the Discord, you get to ask us topics to talk about, and we just basically have the crack and talk about it. And if you don't know what crack means in Irish, it's nothing to do with any illicit drug or anything. It's to do with having fun, and that's the name of the building we're in. The people from my YouTube channel helped me build this, so we called it the Craic Shack. This is what it's called. So we're in the Craic Shack, we're having fun, and that's why we're gonna have a laugh here and talk about some topics. But yeah, so Daz, what do you think we should talk about today? Interestingly enough, this is not going to be a channel that has any particular niche, right?
I think it's just going to be like, the shit we did during the week.
Yeah.
Things that came up. We do talk a lot to Discord members during the week. Obviously, we talk about it on the stream on Sundays. Yeah. And I think a lot of people they want to ask us questions, but then they're like, oh, it's tech. I can't really ask this. Mm-hmm. So I think this is kind of a fun channel. We get to talk to people. We'll have a laugh. Yeah,
and nothing goes off. I seen a few people saying, "Oh, don't talk about politics." Like, come here. If you can't, like, this is what
nothing's off topic.
Nothing's off topic, right?
No, I mean, obviously, we don't want to bring people down. It's the Craic Shack. But, like, we may have to talk about some serious stuff now and again.
Yeah, we may have to. I think we could look. You can always talk about politics in a funny way, though, Daz. Because it is fucking comedians after all.
We've just moved into our house, so we've no like TV and stuff yet, so we listen to a lot of podcasts.
Yeah.
So what I've noticed is that people can be really serious about something, but then like they'll have a laugh at the end of it, they brighten it back up a bit. Listening to like Tommy Tiernan's podcast.
Awesome he's that man is if you don't know who Tommy Tiernan is a famous Irish comedian, and God does that man, he can get down awful drab sometimes, can't he?
He gets very serious now. He's a very contemplative person.
Yeah.
And in the podcast recently, we went back to like they started it last year, so we went back to the start, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm on the dry now." And they're like, "Oh, how long?" 2 days. Right. and what were you drinking that you felt like you had to go on the dry? He's like, "Well, he's like, it's 2 bottles of whiskey a week, a lot."
I'd like to answer that question with a hard no.
No.
It's a lot of whiskey to be drinking in a week, but I've
Very
done it.
Funny though. And he has two. He's got his friend Hector, which they've been friends since like school.
Yeah.
And then this other lady, Loretta.
I don't like Hector though. That's the problem.
He's good on the podcast with Tommy though.
Yeah.
I think like they're able to talk about something serious, and then like there was the girl like Loretta. She's talking about, I don't know, she works in like a nursing home or something like that, and it was something about getting this guy a last trip before he died or something. And Tommy's like, "You have access to morphine suppositories."
Speaking of morphine, Daz, I have actually a funny story to tell you. So I became like a small time kind of drug addict during the last couple of months. I've been telling you about this, have I?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Your toot.
So I've had tooth pain for a while. And I have a phobia at the dentist, right? Because like, as everybody should have a phobia with the dentist, right? It's I think it's butchery. I had to get several fillings. I didn't know I needed several fillings. I thought it was one tooth that was giving me problem. I'd just get it out and that'd be the end of it. And I went, and he's like, "Yeah, you might need 2 root canals. There's another tooth," because I had so many fillings as a kid. A lot of them had come out or chipped or broken, and I didn't know. And yeah, because they're right at the back, you never know where the pain is coming from. Yeah. So like, I was in agony. So I got 1 tooth out, and then that didn't fix the problem. And meanwhile, I'm popping Solpadeine to beat the band. And that was killing that. And then I got the tooth out, and I got dry socket, which was fun. Dry socket's infection in your gum. It's horrendous. And so then I took more painkillers, right? And then I just found myself taking 2 a day every day. Like,
You get antibiotics for dry sock?
yeah,
or
took
that just-
antibiotics, got antibiotics, got painkillers, and I found myself taking 2 because every day I was in pain. So I was trying to keep it to once a day. I would take 2, right?
Yeah.
That's it. Just take the edge off in the middle of the day, right? And then the 2 became 4, right? And
You need help sleeping at night.
yeah, no, I didn't. I never got that point. So it was just
really?
once a day. I would take 4 at once, right? Which is really bad because paracetamol. I shouldn't take 4 paracetamol at once. But the codeine was taking the pain away. The paracetamol was doing nothing for the pain. And then, I got more fillings. And then I had the thing on my head. I had a thing on my head where I thought I had cancer. So I had the dermatology appointment. And that was for my last filling, which was the worst one. That was the most painful one. And I didn't know until I got it filled that was actually the one causing all the pain. So I got that one done. I was getting that one done, and on the same day I had the dermatology appointment, so I had to cancel the dentist to go to the dermatology appointment. So then I got a new dentist appointment. That was a month later. So for the last month, I ran out of Solpadeine. I started using Judy's Solpadol, and I would take it 2 of them a day, roughly around 1 o'clock or whatever. I try to keep it the same so I don't get addicted. Didn't want to get addicted, but man, you get buzzed. For like the first half an hour, you're nothing happens for an hour. Then the pain kicks, you get no pain, and you're buzzed for like an hour, right? And then that goes away, and that's grand, right? But yeah. So I was like, I have to knock this on the head. So I've knocked it on the head. I haven't had any in 3 days. No withdrawal symptoms because luckily I didn't. But I was becoming habitual. You know when it's becoming. Like, so, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's your ritual, your daily ritual.
Yeah. Well, you like your little buzz, like, you know what I mean.
Get these into me.
You're like, am I taking this to get rid of the pain now, or is it just for the buzz? Do you know what I mean? Well, it was to get rid of the pain. To be honest, I was in agony.
I've always had a problem swallowing pills, so I've never gotten to the stage where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm in some pain, I need to take some whatever.
Yeah. Well,
Lucky that way.
Well, I tell you, if you had this too, you take anything.
Whiskey helps.
If I gave you bullets and told you to swallow them, you take them. Gave you nails and said, if you swallow these nails, you'd be grand. You would swallow the fuck out of those nails.
It's really going to help you.
I was at the same with my toe. Like, my toe's getting really sore again. I have an ingrown toenail.
Oh,
Yeah.
Go out to that witch doctor.
Ayo. You're
I was like telling Sarah, I was like, Paul said he went to this fucking witch doctor or something. I don't know what she was. And what's the name? What did they call them again?
I went to a witch doctor.
Well, what's the lady you went to?
Oh, chiropodist.
Chiropodist.
Yeah, she's not a witch doctor. It's a foot doctor.
I've ever heard of the term before. But she's not actually a doctor, though.
No, she's like but they've got medical training. They actually have proper,
I thought it was like one of those herbal people.
No,
who, like,
they do correct. They sell like corrective shoes. They do all the stuff for your feet. Yeah. They the chiropodist does like used to do the avulsion. Used to do the thing that you need for my toe to fix it forever.
Yeah.
And then the HSE said, "No, you're not allowed to give local anesthetic anymore." So, yeah. So because they weren't allowed to give a local anesthetic anymore, now they don't do that, which means that's why I'm having a tough time getting this dealt with because of COVID.
I'm sure I must have heard the term somewhere before, but it's so long ago that.
So you've heard podiatrist?
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing. Right. Exactly the same thing, except for in America they're medical doctors. Here you can be a podiatrist and not be a medical doctor. Well, sorry, here you can do all the same thing as a podiatrist can do, but you're a chiropodist, and then when you get the medical thing, you're a podiatrist, right? I don't want to belittle, but I don't know. But yeah, they do all the things. They like, they take care of hard skin, corns, all that kind of stuff. That's what they do. And small ingrown toenails, but mine's a fucker.
You need to go to a hospital, basically.
Yeah, I need a hospital to fix me. Yeah, but I'm getting so bad with that one, man. Oh my good Jesus Christ! I was looking at it the other day, and I was a little bit drunk. And I was looking at it and had the pliers in my hand, and I was like, "Well, I just ripped the whole fucking nail out."
Ooh.
You know when it gets that, like, that's how bad it was. Jesus. So I've seen people rip their own tooth out. I was like, I never thought I'd get, like, even with a tooth out, but with my toe, sometimes I can get to the point where I'm like, I'll just rip this fucker out.
I suppose like every time you step on it, like it's sore.
It's not. It's just the corner of your where your big toe meets your small toe, just the corner there. If anything touches it, whew, it's like I've been shot in the toe.
The thing is, like, if it had been any other year, it'd be sorted by now.
It'd have been a short a year and a half ago. Yeah, it's gone on nearly for 2 years now. Like, it's ridiculous.
Any kind of appointment, like Sarah tried to get a dentist appointment there. She's like, I might have something in November. This was about 3 weeks ago or something.
Yeah. Did you hear about my windows?
No.
So my windows are getting done in January.
Oh, on the existing.
On the existing house, yeah, January. They were booked in June.
And I got lucky. Like, I ordered my windows, and he was like, "Yeah, 3 weeks." And I was like, brilliant. And then I think you tried to order yours about maybe 2 or 3 weeks after that. And now you're waiting to January.
Yeah, but I got the ones for the extension for like So so that's it. So it's tough with the L foot and it's tough with the L thing, but I've knocked the habitual painkiller taking on the head. I think once you get over the 3 days, you don't do it anymore, right? Like because I was terrified I was gonna get like become like proper one of these codeine heads. These people just take it buzzed all day.
Find you outside a pharmacy at 7 o'clock shaking. Like,
it affects your IQ as well, man. You take 2 of these Solpadol, right? So I give you I was taking 1 Solpadol a day, right? And that just wasn't taking the pain away anymore, so I didn't take it 2.
What's the difference between the Solpadol and the Solpadeine?
So Solpadeine has Solpadeine has 500 milligrams of paracetamol and 8 milligrams of codeine. And codeine's the shit that takes the pain away from the tooth, right? And then Solpadol has 30 milligrams of codeine and 500 grams. So it's the same amount of paracetamol, but it's got 30 milligrams. Yeah. So it's like taking 4 tablets in one, right? So yeah, it was doing the business. But like I wasn't doing an awful lot of paracetamol, and it wasn't like you take 2 tablets a day. That's it. Do you know what I mean? It's not like ridiculous. I was just worried. Libby would say to me, "Don't worry, you weren't," but I was worried I was going to get addicted to this stuff. I think from where I come from, Daz, I'm worried about becoming a drug addict.
Like, I mean, Jesus, we were like one step away from being drug addicts like everyone else.
Yeah. We were from Dublin, and we're from the inner city Dublin. So everyone around us, people went to school with, in jail, locked up, all that kind of stuff, because of drug addiction and stuff like that. So you were kind of taught all your life to stay away from it, and then you have to take these opiates or opioids or whatever the fuck they are, and it's not nice. So we could go into the but is there a conversation going on in the Crack Shack thing now, or is it
random stuff there now?
Yeah.
Because on my mind there, I was like, we got up this morning, like friends up at 7 for a ball.
Mm-hmm.
So we're awake, and it's like Sarah kind of came to me. She's like, "There's footsteps outside." I was like, "No," she's like, "Someone's walking around the house." I was like, "No one's walking around the house at like 7:30 in the morning." Like we live in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So if there's someone outside your house, like there's something wrong.
Yeah, you're getting burgled.
So I had to get dressed. Open the door. I looked nothing around. I was like, "Fuck me!" And like our bedroom's at the back of the house. I was like, "Okay, I'll go around the back." Walk around the corner. What's there?
A deer.
Cow.
A fucking cow.
This huge black cow, and it's just eating the grass. We put all the soil that we dug up from the driveway behind the house. There's a huge hill there now with grass on it, and it's just munching away there. I was like,
how'd it get there?
My neighbour has a herd of cows.
Yeah.
But he has 2 of them that are pregnant, and he said to me like, "Darren, can we put them down the end of your field? Like I'll fence it off just until they have the calves. I want to keep them close to the house because his actual farm is 10k away or something."
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, no worries. So they've been there for, I don't know, 2 months now or something. But the other day they were getting tested for TB, and he forgot to turn the electric fence back on after the vet.
Right. So they figured it out.
This morning one of them was just like, look, the fence isn't on. I'll just fucking walk over here and eat some fresh grass.
Yeah. We were driving. Very similar story. We were driving we used to live in the village while this house was getting done. We were driving from the village to here, and we're driving down the road, and there's fucking 5 or 6 cows just randomly in the road. There's one in my house, like in at my house. I was like, what the so we had no cows in the field behind us, so like, how did they get there? Like, what happened was there was like a bush, right, a big hedge, the whole length of the next door farmer's field, right? But like somehow during the winter the leaves had like parted and they could see the way through, and what happened was like 4 or 5 cows got through this like tiny hole. I don't know how they bulldozed their way through it, and then the other cows were so panicky because the other guys couldn't get back to them, and they were so panicky because they couldn't get back to them. They were just looking for ways to get back to the herd again. So all the cows were "Maa, maa, maa." So we got them into our field and locked the gate and called the farmer, and he came down and got them. But it was just random cows in the middle of the road, and then one walking around my house.
You ever been to Achill?
Achill Island?
Yeah.
No.
We went over there last year.
Yeah.
For like 4 or 5 days. And we're kind of, there's a huge kind of bridge that connects the island to the mainland, and we're driving over now. And Sarah's like, "Just be careful of the sheep when we get over here." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "Just watch out for the sheep." I was like, "Watch out!" And I turn a corner, and there's about 12 sheep just lying on the road. I was like, "What the hell is going on?" I was like, "This is what they do. The sheep own this island, like everywhere." We were driving home from someone's house there. Like Sarah's aunt was staying there as well, and we were driving back maybe 12:30 or something, 1 o'clock in the morning. And you have to drive at about 20 kilometers an hour because there's sheep just asleep on the road. Like they own the island.
That is like, yeah, it's a weird vibe. That's somewhere in Ireland this has happened. Like, so I've been telling you about these spiders, Daz, haven't I?
Oh, Jesus.
So if you don't know anything about Ireland doesn't have spiders, right? Well, it does have spiders. Obviously, everywhere has spiders, but it doesn't have spiders that can bite you and hurt you. And then we got this false widow thing, which doesn't really bite you. Funnily enough, they actually eat black widows. That's a funny thing I found out this week. I was looking for ways to kill them. Yeah, we're infested, festooned with them. I found it yesterday. I was walking around, and I looked at every single window in the house, and there's at least 4 or 5 of them on every single window in the house, on the outside, couple on the inside. Yeah, they're everywhere. They're these exact false widow spiders. I love Sprite's input into what we should talk about today. He's like, do banter chat on breast implants versus natural and rate them alive.
5 stars. Well, I mean, I've never actually felt breast implants, so I couldn't really rate them.
Yeah, that he said maybe use one of those quizzes where you gotta guess if implants are real or not.
I think we have to get like a series of people in here.
Yeah, no.
Not know if they're fake or real.
Well, like, I'm just saying, like, how am I going to show tits on YouTube? Sprite, number one. Like, it's not going to happen, right? It's like, well, no. What's your opinion on breast implants?
I don't really have one, to be honest. I mean, if you want to get them, then more power to you.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've never felt one, so I couldn't tell you if there's a difference.
Yeah, no. I had sex with a woman with fake boobs before. A lot firmer, that's what I'd say.
What they're paying for.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me at all. I don't know why he's so fascinated with this topic. Like, I don't get it.
I do remember Sprite saying he's paying for his wife to get them done.
I don't think his wife is getting them done. I think he's begging her to get them done. I think that's what's happening there. Like, that's not a present for her. That's a present for him. Like, you know what I mean? But I don't get them. I don't understand them. I would never, like, I'd never have. I suppose I've never had insecurities other than my weight on my whole life. So I would never, like, I wouldn't look at me dick and go, oh, I need that bigger. You know.
I suppose like, if you're like getting on later in life, you might be like, you know what, fuck it.
Yeah.
Money there, get them done.
Breast cancer, even for them.
Breast cancer's a big one now. That's a huge market for it, I think, as well.
Yeah. I don't think we should talk about breast implants though, because, like, what do we fucking know? Like,
literally have zero knowledge of them.
Yeah.
Only Sprite brought up.
Yeah, Sprite brought up. That's not our fault.
Alright, so look, we do have some things people have asked us in Discord to talk about.
Yeah.
It seems mostly gaming related.
Yeah, I don't mind talking about games. I love games.
I think this week, like, Diablo 2 Resurrected got released.
Yep, and I already seen somebody saying it's bullshit. So
it's like any game that gets released, even though the game came out in 2000, it's still a new game. Like, they've completely remastered it.
Yeah.
There's gonna be issues on day one. If you downloaded the game on day one and expected it to be perfect, like, you're not a gamer. You've never gamed before.
Yeah. Can I read the article from WCCF Tech?
Yeah, I actually seen that.
Yeah. So tell me if you've heard this one before. Blizzard had launched a new remaster of one of their classics, and yet every server issues and other problems have rendered the game nearly unplayable. So tell me this, Daz. Daz is very biased towards Blizzard. He tends to be the Blizzard defender. I
worked for them.
I've jumped the ship. So tell me this: do you have to be online to play Diablo 2 Remastered?
No, but they have an 8-person co-op thing now.
All right, okay, cool.
So you can play it offline. The major issue, I think, was that if you had played offline and then went online and created a new character with the same name, it was having issues with, like, I think maybe overwriting one of them. either the online or the offline one.
All right, that's a big deal, right?
Yeah, so that's a big deal,
Yeah.
obviously, if you had a good offline game going. And then the other thing was like if you tried to play a game, say on the US region, and then you wanted to play on the Europe region, it was messing something up. Or,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say the game's unplayable.
Yeah.
It's definitely more online related stuff.
I agree with Spry here. It has to be a bit naughty to be banter. Yeah.
The important of like Diablo, let's say that came out in '96, the original.
Yeah.
Sold 2 million copies, which for the '90s for a PC game
For a PC game, is it
was
mainly? Yeah.
incredible. Like there's only probably 4 games I think that would beat that in terms of PC games back then. And then like Diablo 2 comes out in 2000 and they doubled like 4 million copies.
Yeah.
So it's an important game for like PC gamers, I think, especially if you've been playing them since the original.
Yeah.
But like it's gonna have teething issues, and you can't say the game is shit because they won. Like, and Blizzard released a patch yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't go, lads, we'll try fix it next week.
Yeah, but I mean, here's my argument. Here's me playing, not devil's advocate. This is my true belief. You shouldn't launch a game if it's not going to work. Like this happened with Diablo 3, right? It's not a new thing, right? Like Diablo 3 launched and it was online only, and you logged in, you bought this game and you paid for it. You took it home and you installed it, and it took it forever to fucking install. And then you go to play it, and it gives you an error saying that the servers are full. Like
That was the downside. Like
that's massive
you
downside.
couldn't just play offline. I think you had to have it, like it had to be online, didn't it? Like
Yeah.
you had to be connected to the server.
Yeah.
But as someone who worked in the games industry for like 10 years, I can tell you that your testing seems like you've gone through every little thing you can think of. Like you might only have like a dozen people on your QA team that can test, and they can't test. Like, you know, you've got 10,000 people rushing a server, and you can't test every aspect of the game either because you haven't programmed it, and the guy who programs it maybe comes up with some kind of test script for you, but more than likely it's the QA lead or the QA manager that comes up with a test, like a generic test, and you're gonna miss a ton of stuff. I remember I used to hate launch days, even if it was like a big patch, because I'd come in at 7 and I'd be like, "There's absolutely no way I'm leaving before midnight."
Yeah.
There was one time where I had to sleep in the office for 48 hours. Like I was sleeping for a few hours at nighttime on my desk. They were buying us pizza and everything, and just it was 48 hours, and that wasn't even a game launch. It was just like an expansion. So I am very biased towards Blizzard. I love Blizzard, and I don't think they can do any wrong. I understand how these things happen, and as a gamer, it's annoying.
Yeah.
You wait for a game,
But I mean,
it comes out, and it's just like you're sitting there.
yeah, but I mean, you give them like you give them a bit of rope, right? But like they've hung themselves now 3 or 4 times over, right? Like at this
That's the
point,
thing, like the Warcraft Reforged, I think.
no, it was the. Do you remember they launched that Diablo game on?
Mobile, was it?
Yeah, mobile, and they were like, "Do you not have phones?" like that is like, yeah, like fuck off.
I think in their head, like in gamers' heads, they were like, "Diablo 4 is coming." They were like, "Diablo Mobile." Like, what the fuck is this?
And they had a teaser ready for that event, and they just decided to pull it at the last minute for Diablo 4. Like they had like a teaser, like just a little intro with, and then D4 would come up at the end, and that would have been enough. Like that, and then like with Warcraft's dying, right? Warcraft's not like it's not gonna die as a game. Like that game will be around forever. But like it just in term of player base, it's dying. Then they had all that scandal with all the employees harassing each other and stuff like that.
Well, that's the Call of Duty office.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's nothing to do with Blizzard, like Blizzard games. Well,
They own it, I suppose.
It's Activision, right?
Yeah,
is it?
it's Activision.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I suppose Blizzard as a parent company is in the lawsuit, but I won't really talk about the internal stuff because there was a lot of shit. Like I had friends worked in Activision while we were in Blizzard and stuff like that. But like, look, I won't comment on it. I'll be done for slander or something. But working for Blizzard was fun. I enjoyed it. My only problem is that I don't know if anyone listening's in the game industry, but I got the opportunity to work on several games that I love. Like we loved Dark Age of Camelot in Philippines, and then I went to work for Goa, who publishes it in Europe. And then I loved World of Warcraft, and I went to work for Blizzard on World of Warcraft. But it ruined the game for me. Yeah. I didn't want to go home and play World of Warcraft after 8 hours of listening to people bitch at me all day about the problems in World of Warcraft.
Yeah. Do you know what my problem with World of Warcraft was? As somebody with dyslexia, right? So it had a really good story, World of Warcraft. But I could never experience it because it's just walls of text that I had to get. Like that was my entry.
They were very much like story orientated.
Yeah.
No voiceovers.
Yeah, and I think if they had even like just on the main quests story like voiceovers, I probably would have got into it. I used to play because I'm playing SWTOR at the moment, right? And like I'm not PvPing or anything, right? I'm just literally playing the story.
The story is really good.
Yeah, and that's and they talk to you. So as somebody with dyslexia, I'm not confronted with these walls of text. I don't mind reading. I just find that I'm there to play a game, and that reading and games are different activities. So therefore, I just I disassociate the two. And for me, it's not reading. I don't have a problem with reading anymore. Like, you know, I can read it. I can read perfectly fine. It's the retention of information I find hard. So I'll miss the story, or I'll miss a key point or whatever in the story. So
like they did learn from that, I think. So now it's a lot more like cutscenes, and a lot of the characters will kind of walk and talk with you for a quest.
Yeah.
And then if you're just not interested in quests, you know, you just click yes, and then you get a marker to go to.
Yeah, that's exactly what they should have done in the original. I think they would have got more players that way. And like, how could they have got more players? Like, that was most popular game of all time, really, isn't it?
Well, by 2016, they had 100 million accounts. Yeah.
Some of them were duplicates, though, right?
Oh, a lot of them would have been like farmers, like, you know, that were selling gold. And
yeah.
Stuff. And, like, you can't. There's no way to really quantify how big the player base was.
How do those gold sellers work? Do you know? Do you have an insight like on how they make the gold? Let's say
they basically have software that plays the game for them.
All right.
And they might, some of the games didn't actually require you to run the client either. So the software would interact with the client, but it wouldn't use like the resources of playing the game. So you could have like say 10 of these with instances open on a PC.
Yeah.
Running 10 characters, and all these farmers would work out the best mob to kill for gold, pure gold, and they would just do that all day long. Like when I worked in Goa on Warhammer Online.
Yeah.
One of my jobs after I went up the ranks a bit was to actually just like find gold sellers. And by the time I'd finished, I'd actually removed over €1 million worth of gold.
Holy shit!
Yeah, hundreds of,
probably
thousands of accounts.
That's a big amount of people that willing to buy gold. And speaking of which, that was another big failing of Diablo 3, the real money auction house, and the being able to buy gold. I think it would have been fine if there was like a gold auction house, but like then you've just got people paying for gold. Like, so it probably it wouldn't have worked that way either. So the game became much better when they got rid of the auction house, but it already died off when they waited
too long to get rid of it.
Yeah.
I think from what I heard of a friend of mine who was still working there, they were worried that so many people had invested a ton of time into getting these items to sell.
Yeah.
That if they closed the auction house, people would just go crazy.
Yeah.
Well, but I was like, people went crazy anyway. Like, you know, you might as well just cut it there, forget about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I agree with that, but at the same time, it just should have never existed. I think, like, people were getting so into, like, there was people who made careers out of that. Like, there was people who made like 50,000-60,000 euro a year, like just buy, you know, like buy low, sell high and stuff like that, and they were playing it like the stock market. It was funny.
But even in World of Warcraft, you can buy game tokens. So like, you say you don't have a credit card or whatever, you can farm gold in game.
Yeah.
And then buy a token from someone. Like say, so I could buy them in the shop for whatever it is. Say, was it 12, 13 euro a month?
Yeah.
So you can buy a token for the same price, and I can sell it on the auction house to someone. So there's people in game farming gold for the whole month, just so they can buy a token to play the game for the next month. It's insane.
Yeah.
And people on YouTube have made a living from showing you the best gold, like, you know, not relying on having to find a cool item to sell. It's just pure gold. Farm this, get this character. So people are making a character just to farm gold so they can enjoy their main character for a few hours a day or whatever.
I told you about that with SWTOR. Like, I was playing SWTOR the other day, and I was like, oh, I need credits. And I was like, I've got all of these cartel coins. What do I do with them? Like, you know, because you get them from being subbed for. Yeah. So I was subbed for maybe 3 or 4 months or 4 or 5 months, whatever. And I never played the game. Yeah. So I just done subbed, and then I had all these cartel coins, and then you get some for resubbing as well. So I got some for resubbing, and I was like, well, there was this item you could buy in it that said you got level 70 armor or whatever, and I just wanted that for level 7. I had a 70 character, so, but it came with a free level up for another character. Or the actual item they're selling is the level up for another character, but then it comes with free armor. I just wanted the armor because I had a 70 character, so I bought it, put the armor on my guy because he was so undergeared, and then I sold this thing on the auction house for 500 million credits. Which is like as world breaking amounts of money.
I logged into SWTOR maybe last year, and I'd had a subscription for 8 months, I think, like a couple of years ago. So I had a ton of those cartel coins. I still haven't spent them. I logged in, played for a kind of week or two.
Yeah.
I think they give you like apartments or something. There was housing in SWTOR as well. And I just had tons and tons of them. And if you have an authenticator app, they give you coins every month for that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, log back in there. And just
but Diablo. So here's the thing, right? So Diablo 2's launched. It's now a shit show. What's going to happen now is the fucking the hate brigade is going to jump on this game like they do on movies and all this kind of stuff, right? And whether that's right or wrong, like for instance, I watched the He-Man thing, right? Absolutely, I was actually enjoying the show.
Yeah.
Like I gave the show a good 7 out of 10 in terms of the content. Yeah. The problem was that I actually only had a 5 out of 10 experience watching it because I was like, where's He-Man? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And I know it's called Masters of the Universe, right? I get that. Yeah, I get it's called Masters of the Universe, right? But when I clicked on it, and they've changed all this now, by the way. When I clicked on it, there was a He-Man, right? Yeah. And there was a Skeletor facing off, right? And then you go into the main thing, and it zooms out, and He-Man's standing in the middle, and they're all behind him, and Skeletor is like looming over them. Yeah. So you see this, and you're like, that's what's going to be the main focus of these. And then there's only 5 episodes out so far, and so I just felt clickbaited. Like, do you know what I mean? Like I felt like somebody put tits in the thumbnail, and I clicked, and there was no tits. Do you know? That's what I felt like.
Oh, like is there a main character, or is it just?
It's what's her name? Fucking the. I can't remember her name. Jesus Christ.
I'm looking forward to it because Kevin Smith made it.
Yeah, I think you'll be disappointed. To be honest, I really do think you will be. As a He-Man fan, you will be disappointed because it's like saying Transformers and then it's all about the humans. Do you know what I mean? Like that's the, you know what I mean? That's the same thing. I'm gonna see if I can find out what your one's name is. He-Man. Here we go. Because they're going to give me a... after the... Teela. It's Teela. Yeah. She's the main character. And she's a badass. And it's great. And look, all for her. But then what happens is the Hate Brigade gets on board and goes, oh, this is a feminist movement because you've made a girl the lead character, right? And I don't think it's so much that. I think it's just he wanted to tell a different story. And he picked this, one of the second main characters in the franchise to be the lead, and it wasn't anything motivating behind it. But at the same time, we're going to get hate for putting that in this. It's going to be Hate Brigade. What are you talking about? I didn't enjoy He-Man. I'm telling you the truth. Like even now, I'm looking at Master of the Universe, and there's Skeletor standing proud on the thumbnail, right? And then there's just not.
Does Skeletor and He-Man come into it? Like
they're in the first episode. And then they're gone. That's all I'm going to say, right?
I know Kevin was really excited about doing it and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how much control he had either. Did someone say?
No, he had full control. You're doing the thing you did with Blizzard, right?
I love Kevin Smith. Like he is God.
No, apparently he told spoofs, man. Apparently he told spoofs. Like apparently he was like, yeah, He-Man's gonna be honest. There's gonna be loads of He-Man and blah blah blah. Yeah, apparently he did. Now I don't know. I looked at some of the stuff he said, and they're like 2 hours long, and I don't. Who has 2 hours long to watch?
Me. All the time. I'm wearing my Jay and Silent Bob t-shirt right now.
So I'm a Jay and Silent Bob fan as well, man. What's the name of that movie? No. It's one of my favorite rom-coms of all time. Chasing Amy. Yeah, that is a bloody good film.
He won awards and everything for that.
It's a bloody good film, right? It's a really good film. And then they don't get together in the end as well. That's spoiler alert, but they don't.
Did you watch Jay and Silent Bob reboot, the one that came out last year?
No.
Yeah, just the actors from Chasing Amy and Ben Affleck are in it again.
Oh, I heard they were making a remake, but I didn't know it was out. Maybe. Yeah.
Kevin just wanted to make fun at Hollywood. They reboot something all the time. And they change it just enough to make you pay for another ticket.
Yeah.
So he rebooted Jane Silent Bob.
All right.
It's
Is
the
there
exact same story.
is there another Dogma? Did I hear that, or am I wrong about that?
I haven't heard him talk about it now. Clerks. He's working on Clerks 3 right now.
Right,
Just
that's what I
wrapped.
heard about. Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. So he said he finished the first draft of Clerks 3. I don't know when he's planned to release now. He has a big studio, like Lionsgate Studio is behind him on that one.
Yeah.
So I guess that'll be their release schedule.
Yeah.
But that looks really fun.
Yeah, no, I like that stuff. So I'm a big fan of those guys. But as I said, yeah, He-Man, not so much. And that's, going back full circle. It's like Blizzard promises this thing, right? And they get everybody hyped up about the thing. And then you go and watch the thing, or you go and play the thing, and the thing is not the thing that you've been promised. They did that with Warcraft. I hope they didn't do that with Blizzard Remastered. I didn't know it was actually out. So, yeah.
Thursday.
Yeah, need to buy the shit out of that.
I was gonna buy it, but it was like €40.
€40 for a remaster? Ah, fuck no, they're not getting my money. I'll wait until it's 20 quid.
That's a lot now.
That's not a lot. That's a full retail game for a remaster. A game I already own. Twice.
Nowadays, prices have gone crazy. Like, even a PC game is 80 quid and it's download. Like, you're not getting there's no physical game anymore.
Yeah.
Like, your costs are down, my costs should be down.
Yeah. I'm not paying 40 quid for it. That's fuck off.
I was torn. I want to play it, but €40 is a lot. Like, I think even €30, I would have been like, okay, maybe I'll get it.
I paid €36 for the expansions for StarCraft, and each one of those expansions was a completely new story that you'd never played before, new units and new game mechanics. The whole game changed, right? So it was essentially paying for a new game every time.
Yeah.
This is a game that I've played loads of times. The story's not different. It just looks prettier, right? And there's a few what are they called? Ease of life improvements in the game. Like that's it, right? 40 quid? I fucking played it. I played it to death.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think I haven't actually played Diablo 2 that much. Like, I finished it twice, I think.
Yeah.
There were so many games out back then in 2000.
Yeah.
And I would have been playing probably Ultima Online.
Yeah.
Would have been 15, like Ultima Online and then Dark Age as well.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously I went straight into MMOs, so I was fucking Jesus. I'd come home from school and I'd be sitting there like a junkie tapping my foot waiting for 6 o'clock. Because you couldn't use the internet back then before 6. Because it was cheaper after 6.
Yeah.
The dial-up.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. It wasn't cheaper. It was UTV online is what we used. And it was free after 6.
No, mine wasn't.
Oh, the one I had, so you'd pay, so you pay.
This was before then, I'd say. Maybe it was when I was playing Ultima Online, I think. And maybe just to start a Dark Age.
Yeah, you remember you paid like €30 a month.
Yeah.
And you got
Free after 6 on weekends.
yeah. No, it was free every day after 6. You got all the internet you wanted after 6.
I was on just Telecom Ireland, I think, initially. And after 6, the internet was only like 1 cent a minute or something.
Yeah.
Which is nothing, like, really. It's dirt cheap. You're on the internet for an hour, it's 60 cents.
Yeah.
But I would log on at 6 p.m. and then I wouldn't log off till 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And then I'd sleep for a few hours, go to school, come back and repeat. And the weekend I could be logged in from 6 p.m. Friday and I wouldn't log off the internet.
Yeah.
And then you'd be getting bills for like £400 at the end of the 2 months.
I remember that, yeah.
But yeah, I was like fucking junkie for games. Like, just wanted to be online 24/7. Like, kids nowadays have no idea how lucky they are.
Yeah, no, absolutely no idea how lucky they have it to get. I'm just doing the maths on this, Daz, right? So it's €14 if you were on it for 24 hours, right?
Yeah.
So what would you say? So 6 till 2. How many hours is that? How many hours is that? 8. So let's figure out what. So 1 times 60 minutes, right? So that's 60 cents an hour, as you say, right? So times 8 times 7.
On the weekend, I'd be on all day.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, you might be paying. Yeah, it might be 50, €60.
So and your bill was every 2 months.
Yeah.
So about £400. I remember a few bills, and mom just fucking killing me. I was like, I've no way to pay this. Like, I was working for a while when I was 12 after school. And then summers, sometimes I'd work. I remember working Supermax and stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, I'd never have £400 regularly paying bills. So, and then
well, nobody did back then, though. Nobody had £400.
like it was, I think IOL or something started, and they were the first one to do. They had like a set amount of hours.
Mm-hmm.
So it would say after 6 p.m. on weekends, and you had 100 hours a month.
Yeah.
So whatever it was, like £20 or £30 a month, which was great value, but like 100 hours was nothing to me.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I remember my dad rang me up one time. My dad rings me up, right? So I'm in school or on the way home from school or something. My dad goes, I've got a present for you when you get home. I go, what? He goes, yeah, I've got a present for you. So I get home and there's a box there. He goes, open the box, right? And it was post addressed to him, right? So it arrived and I opened the box and it was a broadband modem. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I signed up for broadband for you. I was like, what? Like, he didn't say anything. Like, Dad used to do things like that all the time. You didn't, like, you know what I mean? He mean to you all during the week. He used to go for your pocket money and he'd say, what did you do this week to deserve it and all this kind of stuff, right? Make you beg for it, right? But, like, then he'd do something randomly nice like that. And he's just like, yeah, I just decided, like, it's €30 a month. 30 euro, £30, whatever it was a month, and you get all the internet what you want. And I was like, all the internet I want? He's like, yeah, you can download as much you want to. I was like, what? 1 meg, bro. I know, sorry, 512
That was probably
kilobytes.
16 or something.
Yeah, 512k.
Because we used to go to the internet cafe and they had a 1 meg line.
Yeah.
And it was like space age. Oh
Yeah.
my God, 1 meg, and like 25 computers would be on
It's
the
what
1 meg.
gig is now, right? Like, yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, and like that's the thing, right? I still don't understand because like I was looking at the guys around here, they all have broadband, right? And they're all paying like, let's say, 30 quid a month, right? Yeah. And they're getting, and they're paying 50 or 60 quid because they're getting TV packages and all that stuff, right? And I don't understand TV. Like, TV's dead to me now, right? So I don't watch live TV. We have a satellite, a free fuse satellite or whatever, but we don't watch it. So I'm like, just get the best internet connection you can get. So for 50 quid, I can get like 5 times their speed.
Yeah.
I'm like,
all you're doing is streaming Netflix and Prime and Disney Plus now.
Disney Plus is annoying. Go away from me, Disney. You don't have enough. They have the Star Wars stuff. They have the Marvel stuff, and then they have that Stars thing, which is some.
All older movies though.
Yeah, it's not like Netflix though. Like
I'm like a total movie buff, and I'll rewatch a lot of stuff. And when I watch movies, it's usually for writing. Like, I'm a writer. That's my first passion, and that's why I love Kevin Smith. He writes amazing scripts. He's great at dialogue, and it doesn't matter how shit he might be at anything else. That's why I love him. Yeah. So for me, like Stars, which has a ton of old movies, is like brilliant. I just watch it.
Yeah,
I don't have it right now because I was like, there's no point me paying for it while I can't watch it.
You don't have internet yet. I have Netflix, I have Disney Plus, I fucking Amazon Prime. I pay for Amazon Prime for the shipping. That's the only reason I pay for it. Netflix, obviously, I don't think I could live without Netflix. And then there's like Disney Plus. I won't lie to you. Since I got the OLED, right, the OLED TV, I watch all of the cool stuff again because you want to see it in OLED, right? Yeah. Right, but like, don't no.
Watch the Mighty Ducks series.
I watched the preview for it and then went that's on my to-do list, but I never got around to it.
Loved that. Like every Friday, like it was an episode a week. It's like every Friday or on Thursday we'd be like, oh, Mighty Ducks is on this week.
Yeah. What did I watch? I watched a shit movie last night. Like absolute. I'm a fan of the old rom-com. I don't care. I don't make excuses for it. Fuck you. Fuck anybody who judges me for watching rom-coms. I like rom-coms, right? Like a story where two people fall in love. It's fucking lovely. I think it's a nice thing, right? And I watched one last night and it was fucking shite. I can't remember the name of it now.
Netflix?
Yeah, it was on Netflix. Like a girl decided, like they're in high school. This girl decides to get another guy and turn him into the most popular guy in school. I was like, the acting in this is terrible. The
Sounds familiar.
everything is terrible. No, it's only out this year.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
been done before.
fucking shite.
Like
right?
everything in Hollywood, it's been done
Yeah,
before.
She walks in, her boyfriend riding somebody else, so then she's like, oh, I'm going to turn him into the most popular and then she falls in love with him. You know the usual bollocks, right? Yeah. So yeah, it's been done to death, and it was like, and you know what I found really fucking horrendous about it is like everyone has loads of followers on TikTok, right? They judge people's social status on how many followers they have on TikTok. He has 600,000 followers on TikTok. I'm like, you don't get 20 people in the same school with over fucking 1,000 followers on TikTok, let alone 20 fucking like 600,000 followers on TikTok. So she has 1 million followers on TikTok, and one brand deal is cancelling a brand. But I'm like, if you have 1 million followers on TikTok, you've got fucking hundreds of brand deals. You don't give a fuck of one. Yeah, you don't give a fuck of one. Like you're set up for life. You have 1 million followers on TikTok.
I haven't gotten the TikTok thing.
No, I do. I watch TikTok every now and again.
I haven't installed it.
It's full of funny stuff.
Yeah.
That's why I watch TikTok.
I do see some of them pop up on. Like, I have Instagram for like, the author stuff, so I do see them like reels pop up from people recording them from TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Some funny shit there, all right. But
Yeah.
I think it's a big time sink anyway.
Yeah. Oh man, you could sit there scrolling through TikTok.
You get lost in TikTok.
Yeah, you could be doing it for that, but that's the reason why, right? It's the like YouTube gives you an endorphin rush if you're into it. Like you see a topic you're into and you're like, oh yeah, that's amazing, 2 hours long, yes. Oh fucking whoa, right? But like TikTok is a mystery bag, right? It's like you get it every time you flick up, right? Because you just have to give it 30 seconds. Yeah, you don't know what you're gonna get, right? Because no thumbnail.
You can't pick like categories, or it doesn't.
You can kind of tailor it to what you want to see. So you can say like, I'm into comedy, but they'll try and give you other stuff as well, right? And if you linger on these things, if you like them, then they just start giving you more of that shit as well, right? The algorithms do what they do. So, it's TikTok to me is like, it's the most cleverly designed social media platform ever made, ever, full stop. To like hack your brain and make you just spend hours flicking through the thing.
Yeah.
But what I found out very early on in my life, I can't be hypnotized, and I'm not really good with like any of this social programming or engineering that people try and do, right? Because like I watch TikTok and then I like watch for part 2 and I'm like, that bitch just wants me to fucking follow for part. I'm like, and then I go, right, I'm gonna just go watch part 2. So I go into it and I can't find it because there's no date on the video. There's no thumbnail to know. So you never know where so as soon as I noticed that, I was like, oh man, it's riddled with this shit. I'm out of here. And I was done with it then. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want to know what happened. I'm there for the story. If you're not going to tell me all of the story, I'm getting 1/3 of a story. I'm like, fuck you. No, thank you. I'm done with this app. So back to the
we'll step back into Discord.
So Sprite wanted us to do banter about implants, as he said, and then he said maybe use one of those quizzes online, so on and so forth. And then Vicky says, does it have to be PG-13? Absolutely not.
He also says, can we talk about useful tools to have for DIY home stuff? They bought an electric screwdriver from Bosch that basically changed their life. I mean, I'm all about the tools. I mean, I just built a house. Yeah. But like, I think like an electric screwdriver is definitely a must for even just.
No, I'll stop you there, Daz. I'll stop you there. All right.
Don't say impact driver.
I'm gonna say everyone should have a cordless drill and an impact driver.
But like, if you're putting up a shelf,
you're
most likely not gonna have a hammer drill to go into a concrete wall, or electric screwdriver, like the small ones you can buy in IKEA or whatever. Yeah. That will screw through plasterboard. You can put a raw plug in and put a shelf up.
You could, yeah, but like that's stupid. Why would you do that?
Go out and spend €300.
300 quid. You're done for life. You're done for like you buy this thing, the battery, you never lose you lose the charger, use everything, it's all gone, right? Because you only paid 50 quid for it. You don't really care about it. You pay 200 quid for something you're gonna look after, right? So like I have an impact driver. It comes with an extra battery, it comes with a big battery charger, and the batteries work with all the other DeWalt tools. So even if I lose a battery, it's not a big deal. You buy it. You can get the sets now from DeWalt, like 250 quid. You get the impact driver and you get the screw gun, right? So you get the drill. But the problem is that if you live in a masonry house, you also need a masonry drill. You're gonna have to buy a corded masonry drill. Nothing will go through concrete. Like you won't, unless you're paying 400 quid for like those big 4 amp hour.
Like the Walt has its own proper corded or cordless hammer drill,
Yeah.
But like the one you get for general use isn't gonna go through.
Yeah.
It'll go through like a brick wall or something. Like I have the combo set, the DeWalt combo.
Yeah.
It does go through concrete to a certain depth.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've used it for I just built my pump house and I was putting concrete screws in.
All right.
Grand, because I have 5 amp batteries on them as well.
Yeah.
But like you wouldn't be drilling like the house. We bolted the house down.
Yeah.
Like, it wouldn't do that. Like, not a chance. You have to get. I have a huge hammer drill.
Well, even my hammer drill goes through nearly everything. Like I just hung shelves in my house, and they're hung directly onto the concrete wall, and they're big screws, like, and I sunk right through it like fucking butter.
The hammer drill I got was just something Argos. Like I think it was like €40.
It's the same, 40 quid. Yeah.
Like it does everything.
I think if you're in to spend a few quid and you're into DIY and you might want to take on a project or something, you need a skill saw, an impact driver.
If you're gonna be doing DIY, buy a combi set. Like get the drill, get the impact driver.
Yeah.
The nice batteries.
Skill saw though, you need a skill saw.
Definitely. I'd love to get a DeWalt skill saw now.
Yeah.
Because I have like the DeWalt framing nailer.
Yeah.
I've got the drill, the impact driver. I've got like 4 batteries. So I'd like to have, like, it's like anything. You want the set. You want to just have everything there.
Yeah.
Have it all look
Get you with the batteries, Daz. They get you with the batteries. They're fucking clever bastards. Then
I bought 2. Well, I got the nailer with a 5 amp battery.
yeah.
And then they were like, there's a delay in the battery. You're not gonna get it. And like, we were starting the house like the following, like 2 days. Like say it was like the Wednesday or something.
Yeah.
Like, fuck me. So I went onto Amazon. Found the 5 amp battery, bought that, another €100, and then the fucking other battery arrives on the Wednesday. So I had the 2 batteries arrive on the same day as the nailer, and I was like, "You bastards!" Like,
Well, look, you had 2 batteries and you needed them. You needed them in the end. So.
I've used them. And it's been brilliant.
Yeah.
And when I bought the combi set then with the 2 amp batteries, I was able to just use the 5 amps with them. So it didn't matter. Like it works.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I want a skill saw now, and I want. Reciprocating saw. Like I have one, but like I want the DeWalt one.
Yeah, you want the DeWalt saber saw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and I use them all the time.
Yeah, saber saw is great as well. But like, I think if you're just you need everything. Like just the thing that will do every job. Won't do it perfectly, right? You should have all the other tools. But like if you just need a skill saw, a drill, and a thing, and then obviously a hammer, right, and a handsaw. Yeah. And then you're probably, because the handsaw can technically do everything the reciprocating saw can do, just a lot slower. So like once you got all those, I can't imagine you'll need much more tools than that.
I mean, that's probably, say, the 5 tools I use 70-80% of the time.
Yeah.
I just built a house.
Miter saw, that's useful.
Yeah, no, that's very useful.
Yeah, miter saw is very.
Like you can use the skill saw and your square to get straight cuts on.
Of course you can.
Like when you're like, I built a timber frame house, so God knows how many lengths of timber I actually cut to do it. And if it wasn't for the miter saw, I'd still be there now building it.
I bought the miter saw to do this because at the time we were going to build this out of timber, and that's why I bought it. And then we never really used it. We used it a bit here, right? We used it for like planks of wood. For the
I think when we were doing like
stuff.
the frame for the foundation.
Yeah.
I think we used it for that as well.
And the planks, remember, and the planks for the roof and stuff like that. Yeah, but other than that, you've pretty much used the shit out of that thing.
It's amazing, and it's from Lidl as well.
It's 300 quid. I took two. It was 200 quid. 200 quid. Yeah, 199.
They had them in there again. They've changed their color now. They're not green anymore. Everything's black.
Oh.
Black's in right now.
Yeah.
But like for something from Lidl, like it's just gone through everything. Built a house, built the pump house, done stuff in the garden. Like it's definitely, it's not gonna something you're gonna buy to Just a bit of general DIY. Like it's so handy to have it there.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's loads more stuff in the thing. It's going on. It's like
let's talk about stock investments.
yeah.
We don't give stock advice here.
We don't give
Get sued.
we don't give financial advice. But if it was me with my own money, I wouldn't buy crypto unless it's like tanked to the floor. Yeah. Pretty solid,
yeah.
right?
Forget about crypto.
Yeah, and know your shit. Like you gotta. If I was gonna invest in stuff, I'd invest in like CPU companies, GPU companies, things that I'm interested in, because like I knew AMD's stock price was gonna go through the roof. I knew it was, because they were at an all-time low and they were about to release a really good product with Ryzen. So I knew it. Like, you know what I mean? So you just. Yeah, know your thing, and if you don't know that, and always invest for the long run. Don't be a fucking frequency trader or whatever the fuck they are. I don't know what is that the correct term? Did I use the correct term there? These people, the people who trade like really short term. Yeah.
Like you don't want to be in your head. Two things. This is the only advice we're going to give. Is that make sure the money you're investing is money you can lose.
You can set on fire and not care about it.
Literally just sit there and go, "Let's stoke this fire with this money." And two, know what you're investing in. Don't be thinking it's going to be a short-term thing, like you said. Like, always be thinking about, okay, I don't need this money right now, and it's going to be a long-term. Whether that's 5 years or 3 years or 2 years, whatever. It's not going to be like I'm investing 1,000 now. Next month I'll get 5,000.
Yeah. The best investment advice you can give anybody is pay off their fucking debt. Right? Yeah. Don't have any debt. That's the best investment advice I could give anybody. Like, I don't know. I don't have a mortgage anymore. It's the most freeing and liberating thing ever. Right? Yeah, I had to move away from the city to do that. But I mean, to not have a mortgage means I don't ever have to work. I don't have to work. I do the things that I enjoy every day. I don't do. I'm sitting here chatting to me mate. Right? This is what I'm doing. Right? Because I choose to, not because I have to. And that's because I owe nobody nothing. Right? It's like I own my own car. I saved for it and I bought it. I didn't, I'm not rich. I just saved enough money to buy a car and I bought a car. And that car, when it dies, I will have enough money saved to buy a new car. Mm-hmm. And the same with I don't have a credit card. We have one credit card for the family, and that's for if we want to book a holiday or something because it's insured. That's it. Yeah. And then because you can't. What you invest, if you invest in and you're in debt, you're not investing in yourself. You're just burning money. That's what you're doing. Because even if it does well, like, you know what I mean, that's money you could have paid off your mortgage or paid off your, like, you know what I mean. If you own a house, man, it's not about. That's not an asset. It's not. You've just earned the right to live free, and you're not a slave to a bank who's going to put up an interest rate all of a sudden, and now you can't pay your mortgage anymore. Do you imagine? There's people in Dublin with like $2,000 mortgages, right? And they can put up the interest rate by a fucking 1% on that, and now it's fucking 2,300 or something like that.
It's crazy.
I
mean, for a long time there, they were just throwing money at people.
Yeah.
Like I was approved for, I don't know, crazy one. I remember looking at apartments for 700 grand during the boom.
What?
When I was with my ex, like, that's what we were doing. And like she was only making 20-something grand a year. I think I was making 40.
Yeah.
Like together, they were giving us a mortgage that we could buy, minus deposit, I suppose, but like say 600 grand in a mortgage or something.
Yeah.
Insane.
You know that on a €400,000 mortgage, right? A €400,000 mortgage, right? If they put up the interest rate by 1%, that's €333 extra a month you're paying. On your mortgage. The 1%, that's 1%. So imagine if it goes up by 2%. That's that's nearly the mortgage I had in Cabra.
That's like 2% could be like, okay, we can't eat this month.
Yeah. Like you buy, so you go, all right, I'm really stretching myself to buy this house. You save all your life and you buy this house and you pay 450 grand for it, right? So you paid your deposit, your 10% deposit down or whatever, and you buy the house. And now you're like, right, so let's say I'm pulling in €2,000 a month and Libby's pulling in maybe €2,000 a month, right? And between so now I can pay my mortgage, no bother. So €2,000, right? So I'm paying my mortgage. Then Libby's paying for like the light, the gas, all this stuff, and the groceries, right? After you get through all that, that's your another 2,000 nearly gone, right? And now you've got no leisure money or anything like that. and then they decide, guess what? You're paying €600 extra on your mortgage now.
You gotta think about quality of life, I think,
Yeah.
rather than like, what you own. And
Yeah.
obviously, you need to put a roof over your head, but did you need 7 bedrooms? Even
do
like
you need to live in a city? This is the thing, right? Nowadays, like in Ireland, especially in Ireland, like, you're not gonna buy a house in Dublin for cheap. So,
No.
and it's gonna be a small, shitty house. So you gotta ask yourself, do you really have to live in Dublin?
Yeah.
Because you can look at your life and go, oh well, I'm earning, so you could have a mortgage of 600 quid a month living somewhere else, right? And you can have a mortgage of £2,000 living in Dublin, right? Is the wage cut you would take by moving away more than that difference? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and like, I think, obviously we were born and raised
Yeah.
in inner city Dublin. You can't get any more of a townie. But I think the quality of life is better out here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's obviously been a bit of a culture shock initially.
Well, find a cow outside your bedroom.
Well, that's a first for me now. That's a new one. I thought I adapted well.
Yeah.
And then I walk around the back of my house as a cow.
Yeah. Did I tell you about the deer? Did I tell you about that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We have like big like stags at the end of the field now.
Yeah, I've seen them. Yeah, we get them in the field over here as well, and we get hares and stuff like that. Or did I tell you last night? Last night I came out of here and it was late and it was dark, and I opened the door and a fucking bird took off from the top of the, like, right above me head. Yeah, he obviously got fright when I came out the door.
Yeah.
Well, when I tell you, I nearly jumped into the trees. I
And like when it's like country dark is different to city dark.
Yeah, no, it was black dark, and
There's no lights anywhere.
yeah, and I was like, yeah, I nearly caught him. Like I could have nearly reached out and grabbed him. I go jumped so high. You know the flap when their wings bang together.
Yeah.
What the is that?
I was like last week when we got home and it was only about 10 o'clock now, but I opened the front door to put something outside, and just the light obviously shining out of the house, no light anywhere. So there's a big square of light on the ground. And this fucking bat comes straight from my face, obviously attracted by the light or the heat coming out of the house or something. Oh man, I fucking fell back in the door. Just this black shadow coming from my face.
Yeah, bats are great, man. We had a bat in Kit's room. That was fun. There's loads of them living in that shed. Loads of them. You hear them. You can hear the.
I've seen them fly in and out from the back.
But when you can hear them, you know you've lots of them, right? Because it's not. You can't hear all of the squeaks, but you can hear some of the squeaks from
What
you.
you're saying is that you already have a bat cave.
I have a bat cave. I am Batman. So what else? What else we got?
Like in the UK now, they have no fuel. There's no truck drivers
What?
to deliver stuff. So there's like massive empty shelves everywhere. No deliveries. Was it someone was just saying this morning that there's no fuel? They've no like diesel and petrol.
I'm opening the UK shortages. UK expects to ease visa rules over driver shortages. What? So this is on RTE. Britain is expected to announce plans to issue temporary visas to truck drivers. So
They've left Europe, so
yeah.
people can't work there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we're massive racists. Nobody can come to our country. But now we don't have any truck drivers, so please come to our country.
Yeah. Crazy, like literally people in the shop and there's nothing there because they can't get delivered.
Truck drivers are alleviated and acute labour shortage has led to fuel rationing at all filling stations and warning from retailers of significant disturbance in run up to Christmas. Whoa, that's bad, right?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. As queues start forming outside filling stations early today, Britain's Prime Minister Boris Johnson's office said it was looking at temporary measures to address shortages of heavy goods vehicles. Jesus Christ.
I mean, there's a shortage of truck drivers generally because there's a huge demand and everyone's getting things delivered.
Well, I wouldn't be getting invested in a truck driving thing because Tesla's going to make them all redundant, right? So.
But the thing is that to get a truck driving license, you have to invest $5,000 about.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have
Government needs to pay for it then.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's a big investment because you could say, right, I'll do it now. And then by the time you get your license, then the world could change again.
Yeah.
And you're there stuck with your, what do they call it? Is it a heavy goods vehicle?
A HGV, yeah.
You've invested your $5,000 and now you're short. You can't get a job.
Yeah.
You know, or you're getting maybe 20 hours a week and
Yeah.
it's crazy. Like it's a big investment.
It's a lonely old life, that job as well. You're on the road. You don't see your
A lot of
family.
people wouldn't even think of doing that.
Yeah, I told you, my dad, Barry's dad was a truck driver all his life, Jimmy.
Yeah.
And he was Jesus, they never seen him. But like, what was I gonna say? Yeah, the government needs to pay for that if they have a problem with it. Like the 5,000, they just need to pay for it. Like if this is becoming an actual national emergency. I've never heard of something like that in Ireland. You're running out of petrol, lads. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right, boys, we're back. Sorry, I had to take a little whiz break, so there's probably going to be an edit there. My wife rang me. That was what the phone was, to ask me did I want a sandwich from a really nice food truck, and I was like, yes.
Never says no to a nice sandwich.
No, who would say no? I'm like Joey Trivia. You can't touch another man's sandwich. That's.
I would never touch another man's sandwich.
Yeah, that's a rule in Ireland, right? I don't think people know this, right? You don't touch another man's pint ever. Like, you don't fucking touch it. And if you are going to touch it, if you need to touch it, you have to ask for permission. The only time it's acceptable to touch another man's pint is about to fall off the table.
Or if you're bringing it to him.
Yeah, if you bring it to him, that's yeah. But like, if it's about to fall off the table, you can grab it. You just don't. We're very protective of it. I told you. I was going out with this girl called Karen years ago. And you remember her, right?
Yeah.
And the first time she met Barry, she tried to take his point off him to give him a hug. And it was, I swear, if you looked at Barry's face, Barry pulled the point back and stuck his fist out. I swear to God. It's like, whoa, Barry, relax. Jesus Christ.
You just hated her from the start.
What?
You just hated her from the start.
Well, you just don't touch somebody's point, right? I mean, number one rule. In fact, she didn't know it. Proved that I should have known that everything was wrong there.
Just go back to the UK thing there. Like, it was Pompey.
Yeah.
Asking about something in the UK. And he's like, is that true? And can you demonstrate? Like, we're not in the UK.
We're not in the UK now.
I think we get that more than anything.
Yeah, this is the thing, right? Ireland is not in the UK. There's two countries. There is Northern Ireland, and then there's Ireland. We're not the Republic of Ireland. The actual name of the country is Ireland, right? ERA. That's our name of our country, right? We sometimes are okay with the Republic of Ireland just because it differentiates us from the north. But other than that, the actual name of the country is Ireland, and we're not part of the UK. We've only affiliation we have with the UK is trading. And we have an open border with the north because a lot of people up there are still Irish and still consider themselves Irish and have the ability to get an Irish passport at any time.
What Pompey said is, I said, we're not in the UK. He's like, all right, you're Irish, not Scottish.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And he watches us more than anyone.
Pompey, you watch us like unbelievable. Why would you think I'm Scottish? Like...
Confused. The red hair.
Yeah, I don't...
It's one or the other. Yeah. I went with Scottish.
Well, the red hair thing, do you know about that? So about, was it just after Brian Boru or something? It was about just before the Normans, right? I think it was. The Irish went over. I think it was after the Vikings and just before the Normans, or somewhere in the middle. And the Normans are Vikings anyway, so who wants to scare them? But anyway, you know why they're called Normans, don't you?
Yeah.
Northmen, right? So yeah. Just somewhere between. We actually went over to Scotland and invaded the fuck out of them. Took over the whole country. So that's what where we have similar heritage to the Scottish, right? It's because like we have kilts as well. They're not called kilts here. What are they called?
Sorry.
We have kilts as well, right?
Yeah.
But they're not called kilts. They're called something else.
Oh, I can't remember now.
Well, it's
I remember,
completely gone from her.
Jonathan wear one for his wedding.
Did he?
Yeah, pretty sure.
He's as Irish as they come, though. Like,
oh yeah.
Jesus
I think his son was speaking Irish before he was speaking English as well.
Petrol shortage, perfect name for a reporter. Phil McCann.
You wouldn't think that, like, in this day and age, in Europe, that you'd be short on petrol.
No. Did you see the thing Jensen just put up in Discord? He goes, perfect name for a reporter, Phil McCann. Phil McCann. I was like, what's that about? Oh yeah. Yeah. So that's fucked up, right? That's really really like this is maybe we should have this whole podcast should have been called that because that's like probably the biggest news story involving the UK and their like I said loads of racist. I didn't mean that the UK is racist, by the way. I just meant that the main driving force behind getting Brexit over the line was stoking fears in people who don't believe in immigration, right? That's what I meant by that. What I said was I said it trying to be funny. But
like Brexit has been non-stop problems.
Yeah.
The entire country must regret it at this stage.
I don't know. I think that still, man, that it won by a slight majority, right? But like, I think like now it's probably even more like I think they're even more like well, fuck off Europe and all this kind of stuff. Man, do you know what? Right, I love Europe. I love being in Europe. I love everything they do it. But sometimes the decisions they make, it annoys me that they can make willy-nilly decisions that affect my country as well. It does sometimes. Not all the time, because like there's great things that Europe has done, like the motorways we have, the laws that we have, that like the protection laws about our privacy and all this stuff is amazing. But there was one. Remember they were making memes illegal there a while ago. Remember that? There's
a lot of crap.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, you have so many different states coming together. I suppose it's like America. Like, he's like the American Congress is a joke most of the time. You've got so many different people from wildly different areas.
From literally 50 different countries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like trying to just get half of them to agree on something is ridiculous.
Well, like that's the problem, right? It's 50. Like we all think of America as one country. It's 50 different independent states, like all with a federal system.
Yeah. Every state is so different to the other. Like even they could be next door to each other, completely different.
My problem with the UK leaving is like it was all about like getting rid of immigration. Yeah, it never was going to solve that problem. And if you remove that argument from the debate, I think they would have never left Europe.
We all need immigration.
Yeah, we
That's
do.
Just the way things work now.
Like here's a prime example, right? You don't have enough truck drivers because you obviously don't pay them enough. So
Europeans can't work there anymore.
Yeah, Europeans can't work there anymore. So you're obviously trying to get them from different countries where they would be willing to accept lower wages. And that's the reason why we need immigration, believe it or not. I know it's tough, but there are some jobs that we won't do because we were born here. We got a free education essentially, and therefore we expect higher wages because we got a free education.
Yep.
Some of these people grew up in countries that they don't get a free education.
And not to like shit on the younger generation or anything, but just from a story I just heard recently is that
they're snowflakes.
Yeah.
There's no stories. They are snowflakes.
Sarah's uncle was just looking for a labourer in the garage, and like literally his job was just like to clean stuff, like he works on engines, so clean cylinder heads or whatever. And the guy left after 2 weeks, and he's like, "What was the problem?" He's like, "Oh, it's just too hard."
Yeah.
Cleaning fucking engines was too hard, like.
Yeah, too hard, man. Yeah, can't be doing that.
Find staff now.
I don't want to work. I want to play games. Like it's called work for a reason, right?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be hard.
I mean, eventually, like if you work hard, you can work at something you love.
Yeah.
So it's still a job, but it doesn't necessarily have to feel like a job.
Yeah, fucking the UK, man. Oh, jeez, I love the UK. I love all the UK people. I have some friends, Jensen, Sprite, all that kind of stuff. They're our nearest neighbour. I hold no begrudgings for the history of the two nations. But yeah, like that whole Brexit thing. I'm more how it affects me. I can't shop on Scan anymore. I can't shop on overclockers anymore. I can't, I can't use Amazon as much as I used to anymore. Right? These things annoyed me.
Yeah.
Right? It's like because they're essentially a different country now. It's like fuck off, annoying. I can't go. Can I go? Am I allowed? I'm allowed to go to the UK without a visa though now, right?
I think Irish citizens can still go.
Yeah. Well, like I can just walk across the border in the north. Like what are they gonna do then?
Well, I mean, there was even, that was a grey area. I think at the start as well. Like people didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, the whole thing was where does the border start? The UK wanted to have it here. And the Irish government was like, you can have it in the sea. So in other words, you'd have to get, take out your passport, getting on a ship or something like that, or at the airport, right? And like that's fucked up if you're a UK citizen, because now you have to have a passport to travel inside your own country.
Yep.
Like, I understand it, right? It's terrible for us, it's terrible for them, right? We've always had an open border. People live on one side of the border. There might be people who live in Northern Ireland and work in the Republic of Ireland. There might be people who work in the Republic of Ireland, who live in the Republic of Ireland and work in the north of Ireland. Like, there's that across the border here.
People on border counties might go over the border to shop.
Yeah.
So there might be a better selection for them or something.
Shouldn't be doing that, boys. Keep the Irish economy strong.
Anyway.
Keep the Irish economy strong. You can do it. There's no fucking border checks. You can go up. You could go up, right? Technically, you're supposed to pay tax on everything you go there and buy. You can go up there and you can buy a fucking 60-inch TV, stick it in the back of your car, and drive back, and nobody can stop you. Right?
There was border checks for a while there at the start.
Yeah.
On the UK side.
What?
Were looking at it.
Was there?
I don't think the guards cared.
Well, there's no border checks as far as I'm concerned. Like, it's an open border. You can go up and do whatever you want to do. They can't
That's what
stop.
I'm saying, it was like a grey area at the start.
Yeah.
You know, whereas all this kind of stuff should have been hammered out ages ago.
Yeah, well, like, they didn't even know it was going to happen, to be honest. I never thought it was going to happen. I never thought they were going to leave. I thought
Sure, it was delayed after delay.
Yeah, I thought they were going to hum and haw forever and then just not do it eventually and then just be all friends and happy days. Yeah. And Poland would be the next one.
Really?
Yeah. Poland's gone all right wing again. Like, so Europe's not happy with them. Europe's waving their finger at them and they're getting all nationalistic. So yeah, they'll be the next ones probably. But they've got their economy back. Like, their economy's strong now. The Polish. So yeah, we'll join. We'll get our country fixed, and then we'll leave. Thanks very much, lads. Bye. See you. Oh, pay a bill? No, thanks. Bye. See you there.
We've got other suggestions from Discord.
Yeah. Who's the greatest musical artist ever, and why is it Phil Collins? I completely agree with you. 100%, man. Yeah,
Who said that?
What?
Who said that?
Materialistic. I 100% agree with you. Phil Collins is in fact the greatest musical art. Him or what's his name? Michael Bolton. Right?
Oh.
You gotta have a good power ballad, man, in your life. Right? You gotta. Yeah. I mean, who doesn't want a bit of booming, right? In there. Yeah.
Last guy Tom just woke up. He wants an order of pancakes.
Oh, he wants an order of pancakes.
I'm not sure he understood the. That's what do you talk about? Like, you know,
He's
talk about making you pancakes.
He said he cannot read. I'm American. He says video or text to voice. What? What's he talking about?
Other suggestions: home stuff like cleaning, upkeep, and buying things for the home. I mean, no. I bought this lovely bleach.
Who said cleaning?
Pompey again.
Where is this from Pompey?
He's up a bit now, but he was like, talk about games you play, stock investments, or home stuff like cleaning, upkeep, and buying things. I don't think I want to talk about the table. I cleaned the coffee table there this morning.
My advice to that is don't buy a Dyson. There's my advice to that. Don't buy a Dyson. The battery never lasts.
No, I wouldn't buy. Dyson are great Hoovers now, but not the rechargeable ones.
Yeah, they're not great though. They're like fucking 500 quid more expensive than the next good Hoover. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a Hoover at the end of the day. Well, it's not even a Hoover because Hoover's a brand. It's a vacuum cleaner. It's only one time I'll use an Americanism and not feel dirty about it, right? It's like it is in fact a vacuum cleaner.
It's not an Americanism either, though. It's just it is now. Like they say it, whereas we've come to calling it Hoover.
We always called it a Hoover. Yeah, we always called it Hoover. Yeah.
I suppose there's other things like that as well.
Well, like I mean, I think tablets are on the verge of being just called iPads from now on.
Yeah.
But like
even Velcro, that's a brand. It's not.
Yeah.
It's called Hook and Loop.
I imagine Kevlar is the same, is it?
Probably,
yeah. It's called Hook and Loop. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Fuck off. That's you learn something new. You live and you learn.
Velcro is a brand.
It's called Hook and Loop. I'm telling you, Velcro is way better marketing. Fucking loop.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like there's little things you
It's
don't
like
think
it's like
about.
it's like calling your garage a car hold.
Yeah.
Fucking loop. Fuck off. Yeah. So yeah. Velcro. Fucking hook loop. I can't believe that. That's new to me. That's.
Yep. No, I don't know. I've known that for years now. I don't remember where I've seen it, but someone was like, yeah.
Here, when you hear this, right? This is fucked up, right? So, Anne-Marie arrives today, right? And that's great. Anne-Marie comes in and goes, "Hey, kid, do you want to come with me and we'll have pancakes?" And I go, "Oh, Anne-Marie's making pancakes. That's lovely, right?" And I go, "Normally I make the pancakes in this house because I'm like a fucking boss pancake, right?" But I was like, "Okay, that's cool. Have you ever had one of my pancakes?"
I don't think so.
Right, that needs to be sorted, remedied immediately. But anyway, so yeah, so Anne-Marie goes, so I go in. She's bought pre-made pancakes. All she did was warm them up in the pan.
Oh, no.
I was like, that's sacri-fucking-licious, that what you just did there. I was like, I'm sitting in the next room. All you say is, "Paul, will you make some pancakes?" 10 minutes. I would have pancakes perfectly beautiful made.
And I have yet to find a pre-made pancake that's nice.
No, I've had pre-made pancakes that are nice, right?
Yeah.
I have. But at the same time, like, you make them fresh, right? Something you make fresh.
Yeah.
We've got eggs, we've got
Love
flour,
pancakes.
we've got milk, got sugar, got all the things you need to make pancakes. Why are you making fucking pancake? Why are you buying pre-made pancakes? I was so upset. Libby didn't understand it. Nobody understood it. I was so upset. I think Ronan would have understood, but he wasn't there yet. I think if I had told Ronan, he would have understood. He would have been like, yeah.
Sad story.
That's a fucking sad story, man. That is a sad story. Yeah, I know. I can help with cooking. I'm a home pro.
Somebody said they're going to start their own small book/blog on cooking for noobs.
Who said that?
I don't want to put
Who
anyone
said that?
off. Who said that? Icky. I don't want to put anyone off doing anything because do whatever you love. But there's about 5 million blogs and or books on cooking for noobs.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone, like, no one writes a book for chefs. You know, like at the end of the day,
I watch
every
a channel.
cookbook is for noobs.
I watch a channel on YouTube called Nat What I Reckon, and it's fucking brilliant. Oh, it is how that man hasn't got millions of subscribers on there. He's an Australian guy, right? And he's like, he fucking hates jar sauce and he hates microwaves. And he's just a fucking genius, a comic genius. He goes, they've told me that I shouldn't swear in my videos, so I'm going to bleep all of this out. And he just made the most painful video ever because he wouldn't stop swearing. And he's just proving a point of how many bleeps he had to put in the video. Like, yeah, and he just cooks. He's like, he calls everybody champions. He's fucking brilliant.
I mean, I love cooking. It's one of my passions. I'm definitely on board with the no jar sauces. We had to get one there for some reason there last year. I don't know. COVID related, probably. Couldn't get fresh ingredients or something. But Jesus, the amount of sugar that must be in it.
In what? Sorry?
It's like a jar of Dalmio or something.
Oh, right, yeah, Jesus Christ, yeah. That's what they do, right? They make it to make it addictive. They add sugar.
Yeah, and it's ridiculous. And like, I love making sauce. It's one of my top 3 things to do. So when you go back to having a jarred sauce, you're like, holy shit, I'm eating like a jar of sugar.
Yep.
It's like crack.
Oh, yeah. 100% MSG. Gotta get that MSG in there, man.
Yeah.
Daz is the only person I know who can do a Cat Stevens impression without even singing. Apparently, you look like Cat Stevens. Who the fuck is Cat
Google
Stevens?
that now, to be honest, because I haven't seen Cat Stevens in a long time.
I don't even know who he is. You don't look like Cat Stevens.
No, I don't think so.
Well, maybe back in the day. Oh, maybe back in the day, Daz. Nah, not even back in the day.
He has like kind of curly hair.
No,
back
you
in
don't.
the day.
You don't look like Cat Stevens. No.
I'm not sure he knows who Cat Stevens is.
I'm sure he does. I'm sure he does. He's old as fuck. Yeah. That's Michael. Michael's having Michael's having a problem with Siri, or Tom is having a problem with Siri, is it?
That is, he's doing his text to speech.
Yeah. As I said, materialistic asked who is the best. Can we talk about the fact that Michael Bolton is a sex titan?
I mean, I'd rather not.
Well, we just need to talk about that. Sorry.
I don't think I've ever heard Michael Bolton referred to as a sex titan.
Yeah, you've never heard of Michael
I don't
Bolton.
think I've ever heard of anyone referred to as a sex.
If Michael Bolton sang to me, I would have sex with him. Full stop. .com.
I mean, one of the things Sarah said to me was like, "We're gonna talk on the podcast." I was like, "I don't know. We're just gonna fucking shoot the shit and talk about what's going on." She's like, "Right, don't talk about sex."
Why?
I'm very open about sex.
All right, yeah, you are very open about sex. I will say. How can you not think Michael Bolton? I'm looking up pictures of him right now to just explain.
Right, I'm gonna Google Michael Bolton because, God knows, the last time I seen him.
Like, you got it. Like it's the mullet of all mullets. It's just amazing.
Ouch.
It's absolutely amazing. He is a
Hold on,
sex
let me go
colossus.
back. He's definitely not a sex titan now.
No, 100%. He is. He's gotten better with age. He's like a fine wine. That man has aged beautifully.
I have to say, no, I don't see it.
Well, you cannot see
Looking
it
through
all
all
you
the
want.
pictures
Doesn't
now.
stop it from being true, does. Yeah, Michael Bolton.
He's had some good work done.
And can we talk about the fact that steel bars sounds like he's saying steel balls? I also, that's something. Have you ever heard that song?
The song.
Steel bars wrapped around you. No, you never heard that song?
I can't say I haven't.
Yeah, sounds like he's saying steel balls wrapped around you. Thought that was,
Yeah, no, I'm reading the lyrics to the song here now.
Till the end of time. That's a great song.
Jesus, no. I haven't heard that one now, to be honest. Obviously not a Michael Bolton fan.
Yeah, not much for Michael Bolton
He
fan
is,
myself.
I give him he's aging well, and he's definitely had some good work done.
Yeah,
I mean, he's no Keanu Reeves.
you gotta look at this one. you just gotta look at this one. This is brilliant. This is amazing. Right on. Where are you? Here we go. There you are. Maybe you can show the boys and girls at home. Look at that one. It's just 100%. I am a sex titan.
I will add this. Just display capture. I didn't have it set up for Windows. I think we're gonna be showing stuff.
All right.
Window capture here. There we go. He's got the hair coming out and the leather jacket. He's got
Sex.
that big 70s hair.
Titan. Right, yeah. And then Phil Collins, right, easily the greatest musical artist ever.
Well, everyone I think is more familiar with Phil.
Yeah. Everyone's more familiar with Phil. I think more people more familiar.
I would know Phil Collins if I seen him. But I wouldn't have known Michael Bolton though.
Really?
Yeah.
You know Michael
I know
Bolton.
who he is,
You
but
know,
I mean,
he sings the
I haven't
from
seen a picture of him in God knows.
I
how
have
long.
often dreamed
Phil
of a
Collins, though, is all over
far
the
off place where a hero's welcome. You know that
I'd
song?
say Phil Collins has aged well, like a man who has no work done.
Really?
Just, yeah, look at him, like he's got a proper aged face, but he looks good.
But Phil Collins was rotten all his life though.
No, but I mean he's aged well, you know.
Is he in a wheelchair?
Where?
In the second image on Google, he's in a wheelchair. Oh, he hasn't aged well, does. There's one there, and he's
He looks like he's gone sick now the last few years.
yeah.
If you look at the first picture of him. That wasn't from that long ago. I'd say in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Whereas the second picture looks like he's gotten sick. There's something wrong with him.
Easy Lover, one of the best songs ever written. Oh, True
Phil
Colours.
Collins is definitely a legend.
True Colours, another great song. What else have we got? So we're nearly through all of the suggestions, Daz.
I mean, I think that's been, as the inaugural podcast, that's been pretty good. That's like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I was like, if we can just get an hour done, that'll be a pretty good podcast. People listen to that.
Yeah.
I think week to week it's just going to be very much similar. Like,
Well, in the comments, hit us up with things you want us to talk about. We'll talk about them.
that's the thing as well. Like if you're listening to this on Spotify or whatever, Apple Podcasts or something, obviously there's no comment section. So come to the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Search out the Craic Shack, CRAIC, and just comment on this video.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna be like, what happened this week.
Yep.
And we'll see how it went, and then we can just kind of pick and choose between comments and Discord members.
Yes,
and whatever
sir.
else.
We're gonna do all of that.
Because we have a pretty good Discord following from the
from
tech channel.
from the NAF channel. Yeah.
And obviously a lot of people want to ask us questions about things, whether it's to do with us or just do with random stuff that they don't feel they can be asking in the tech channel.
Yeah.
It's off topic.
Yeah.
There's nothing's off topic here.
No, nothing. Absolutely nothing. We're going to clickbait the absolute fuck out of it. And if you don't like it, you can fuck off, right?
We'll see how it goes, because I think this will be a fun channel to do once a week.
Yeah.
Kind of get stuff off our chest. We can answer questions. We can talk about how ridiculous Brexit is. I think it just kind of gives us this platform to speak about whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever we want. Shoot the shit, man. Yeah. Shoot.
Good way to do it, because we have the Sunday streams for the tech channel.
Yeah.
And we do have a crazy hour there, which is nice.
Yeah.
I think this will be good.
Yeah, this is the crazy hour. This is what the idea for the channel was. This was the crazy hour, right? And if you're a member of the Discord, by the way, and this is a shameless plug, the Discord will be in the ads for our Patreon will be in. Well, we start a Patreon for this, or is that? No, we should probably start something separate, but like
so that we don't end up putting people into a tech Discord and they have no interest in.
Yeah.
We will. Well, this is the first video. We'll get things set up. We'll get like a Discord set up maybe for this, or a separate channel that maybe only people from Think can access or something like that.
Yeah.
Just somewhere that you guys can shoot the shit with each other and give us some ideas.
Yeah.
Anything you want us to talk about, you can put in there.
Yeah, because I like the idea of them being able to access. So probably this one. So they'll just have access if you support. You'll have access to the Crack Shack podcast channel, and that would enable you to ask questions live. Like while we're doing it, you can be doing while we're recording. You can be
like we have guys right now that are talking to us, and obviously there's time zone differences. And I would say we're recording this on a Saturday. Well, we'll probably do it during the week.
Yeah. Well, we'll record whenever suits us, but it'll be around this time, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you get your questions in the night before, if you're like the US, you're probably only waking up now.
Yeah.
Depending where you are. Well, yeah, we'll get things sorted. The sound is probably not amazing because my mic is different to Paul, so you'll have a difference there as well.
Yeah, we need a new mic for Daz. It's been on the to-do list for God knows how long.
I'm thinking we can set up like a little set. Like I have a table over there. We'll hopefully be at the same table.
Yeah.
And just one camera.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be better.
Yeah, we wouldn't need a mic then, Daz.
Yeah, we could have one on the table.
We'd need that. Like that mic would be the one we would use then.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So we will try and have that set up. Let's see, maybe next week.
Didn't Jerry giving you a PC?
Well, he hasn't given it to me yet, but he will.
That
He said he's coming up during the week.
Yeah, we could do that, couldn't we? Unless you want to flog that off, I don't know.
Don't even need it. Should just run the cable. We'll use like 5-meter cables.
Yeah, but you want to be able to control everything and look at.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Anyway, we'll get that set up. It'll be more podcasty like. You always have these big podcasts, and it's like just around a table, or
yeah.
There's one I started listening to now, 2 guys from Dublin. I think it's called Talking Bollocks.
Oh, you listen to Talking Bollocks?
Yeah.
Really? That's Calvin O'Brien.
Yeah.
That's my next door neighbour.
The lads are just in the kitchen.
Yeah, that's next door. They're not in the kitchen anymore. They've been taken over by things, so they do the thing. Yeah, check out Talking Bollocks. Check it out, boys. That's Calvin O'Brien and his friend.
Yeah.
You know Vanessa. You know my neighbour Vanessa. That's her son.
That's what I seen pictures of him. I was like, that's fucking Christine's house there in the background.
Yeah. I didn't know you listened to Talking Bollocks.
We just started now, so we've gone back to like when they started last year. I think they started. So we're on like episode 4 or 5 or something like that.
Yeah. That's great to hear that. Like somebody I know is listening to Talking Bollocks.
Lads are brilliant, like, you know, and I just love the fact that they were like, well, I'm in my ma's kitchen, you know, like, and but just two of them having a crack.
Yeah, no, they've got a proper man. They've gone hardcore now.
I've seen the pictures of like the set they have.
Go Live, is it Go Live? They've partnered with, and they're they say sold out. Yeah, they're going to Go Live, and they do it so fair play to them.
Yeah, check out Talking Bollocks, because I mean they're like trending number 1 all the time on podcast. Anyway, I think we'll just leave it there.
Yep, boys,
and we'll put this up today.
And girls.
The day will probably change. We will set a day, but this week it's just shit got on top of shit, and we end up just doing it on a Saturday.
Yeah. Saturday might end up being the day, though.
It might, but we will set a day for next week. We'll have the day set. Whatever day you listen to this next week, that's probably going to be our day.
Yeah.
We'll keep to the schedule. That's the way I am.
Yeah, fucking militant.
Yeah.
See, he's in charge of this one. I've handed off the reins to this one to Daz, so he's gonna be like a fucking sergeant major about this one. He is. the other YouTube
if
channel.
it goes live on a Thursday at 10:01, it'll go live on Thursday at 10:01 every week. Anyway, thanks for coming, guys.
Yeah, bye.
It's been great, and sure, we'll catch you. I'm gonna say same time next week, but it won't be. Sometime next week.
Yeah. Bye.